Balaram Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Gopijana Jaya Jaya Gopijana Balaba Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasoda Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Yamuna Chiravanachare Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Yamuna Jaya Yamuna Chiravanachare Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihare Jaya Jaya Gopijana Balaba Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Gopijana Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Gopijana Balaba Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Brajajanaranjana Jaya Yasoda Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Yamuna Shiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Shiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nita go Haribo, 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 Nita go Haribo. Jaya Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Sutra Satasi Shrimad His Divine Grace Hesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Sutra Satasi Shrimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Granturashma Bhagavatam Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gopi Menande. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Gaura Gauranga. Narayana Namaskritya Narayachaiva Narottamam Devam Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nasa Paryesva Bhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Vede Ramane Chaiva Purane Bharate Tatahado Adyam Chamadhecha Hare Sabita Kiyate Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langate Gri Yakipata Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Parjita Katabutra Paramoni Mashram Satan Vedan Vastavam Atavastu Shivadan Tapatayo Molana Shima Bhagavate Mahamani Kintinki Vai Para Ishvara Sadhurudi Abarude Trakate Vetita Krishnan Negama Kapa Galitan Phalam Sukha Mokan Travasambutan Pibatan Bhagavatam Samalaya Mahura Urasika Bhavibabuka Yashava Yasramanayan Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Utapade Pumsa Sukha Moha Bhapaha Atoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatata Vininaya Gayati Vasaruposho Vedata Paribrimita Sababediti Asanam Saram Saram Paribrimita Sababedantan Saram Sri Bhagavatam Vishyate Tarasamita Shati Ptashyana Yata Sharati Kwashit Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivise Sunyabadi Pashatyati Shatarine Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripasyunti Bevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3. Today's text 42. This is the continuation of the conversation between Maharaj Nimi and the Navajugendras. So Maharaj Nimi is a great devotee of the Lord, and also Navajugendras, they are also great devotees of the Lord. So normally, whenever there is a gathering of devotees, there's always discussions of Lord Krishna. Devotee who's making inquiry is Maharaj Nimi, and the person who are giving the answers, they are devotees of the Lord, great devotees of the Lord. So it is very, very important question that Nimi Maharaj is asking the Navajugendras, and by listening to the answers given by the Navajugendras, so we can get great benefit from it. Can make us devotee. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So text 42 is on the board. Evam prastam rishim purvam apricham priti antike na brubam ramana putras tata karanam uchyatam evam prasna rishin purvam Aprecham piti antike. Nabruvam Brahmana Putras. Tratan Karana Uchatam. Evam Prashna Risham Putram. Aprecham piti antike. Nabruvam Brahmana Putras. Tata Karana Muchata. Evan, similar, Prashnan, a question, Rishin, to the sages, Puvan, previously, Aprichan, I asked, Pita, of my father, Ikshaku Maharaj, Antike, in front, Na Abruvan, they did not speak. Brahmana of Lord Brahma, Putra, the sons, Tatra of that, Karanam, the reason, Uchatam, please say. Translation and purport by the BBT. Once in the past, in the presence of my father, Maharaj Ukshvaku, I placed a similar question before four great sages who were sons of Lord Brahma. But they did not answer my question. Please explain the reason to me. Purport. According to Srila Siddha Swami, the words Brahmana Putra, the sons of Brahma, refer to the four Kumaras headed by Sanakarishi. Srila Madhvacharya has quoted a verse from the Tantra Bhagavata stating that the reason the four sons of Lord Brahma, although Mahajans and experts in the science of devotional service, declined to answer King Nini was that they wanted to demonstrate clearly that even those who are experts in the cultivation of speculative knowledge cannot understand the actual science of pure devotional service. Srila Jiva Goswami has further commented that the sages avoided answering the question from the king because at that time King Nimi was a young boy and therefore not mature enough to understand the answer fully. So here, King Nimi was telling the Navayogendras that the question which he had previously asked, this question, which is in the text number 41, which deals with karma. Karma yoga, vodetana, purusho yana samskritaha, Vidaye hasu karmani naiskamya vindate param. So his previous question was, oh great sages, please speak to us about the process of karma yoga. Purified by this process of dedicating one's practical work to the Supreme, a person can very quickly free himself from all material activities, even in this life, and thus enjoy pure life on the transcendental platform. So Nimi Maharaj had asked this question about the process of performing karma yoga that can purify one from the bondage of this material existence. And of course, how do we encounter this material bondage? How do we get entrapped in the bondage of material existence? It's through the performance of karma. After all, our activities that we are doing is what causing our bondage in the material world. Was Karana Guna Sangwashya, the activities along with the association of the material modes, so it causing our material bondage in material world. So the performance of activities cause our bondage, and that's giving us one birth after birth in the various species of life. But the Veda has said is through the performance of karma, but in a proper way, that one can become free from karma. The karma entangles you, the karma which you engage yourself in material world, but also by the performance of karma, you can become free from that entanglement. So this presents a very, very perplexing situation, that I'm involved in karma, and then by me engaging in karma, I can become free from this karma. So this is what being explained here. This is what being said there. The karma, and then to become free from karma, I have to perform karma. So what is that? So this is what we try to go through some of this analysis. So Nimi Maharaj was saying that he has this same question which he just asked the Navayogendra. He had asked before, many, many years ago. Even Prashna Rishampuvan. Many, many years ago, I've asked the same question to the four Kumaras. I've asked the same question, but they did not give the answer. Even though they are omniscient, they are the most experienced personalities, they have all the questions they have all the answers to any questions. After all, they are great sages, one of the great Mahajans. They know everything. But my question was not answered by them. So Nimi Maharaj asking that, what is the reason for this? Why is it that my question was not answered by the great sages. So this is the question of Nemi Maharaj, and actually from text number. So this particular question is the subject of text 40 of this chapter till text 46, whereby the Aviotra will be answering, will be explaining the reason for this. Primarily, we'll be explaining the entanglement in karma, the performance of karma, non-performance of karma, and also the freedom from karma. Karma, akarma, and askamya. These are three things. Karma, our activities, niskarma, non-performance of such activities, and also naiskamya, the freedom from such activities. So Aviotra will be explaining that. So, and of course, as they say, that previously, Pipayana, when he was giving his instruction on the absolute truth, because from text 36 of this chapter to text 39, he was, Pipayana Rishi was explaining the nature of the absolute truth, the nature of the absolute truth being the cause of everything, both material and spiritual creations, but he himself is always above. So, and then in his last statement, he said, Yari Abja, Naba, Charanai San Yoru Bhaktir, Cheto Mani Vidame Guna Karma Jani. So he's saying that by the powerful devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord, the impurities of the heart produced by the modes of nature and previous karma are destroyed, and then Atma Tattva becomes directly realized. So this is mentioned here that by the heart becoming purified. And how does the heart become purified? Which means through the performance of bhakti to the Lord. Because the devotional service to the Lord is basically execution of all activities. And when such activities are directed towards the Lord or for the satisfaction of the Lord, then one becomes purified. This is the whole thing which Lord Krishna was explained to Arjuna. The whole chapter 3 and chapter 4, chapter 3 to 5 of the Bhagavad Gita is all about actions. The performance of karma is all about karma. But chapter 3 to 4. But what kind of karma the Lord is explaining? He's not explaining the karma that binds us to this material world, but the Lord is explaining that karma which can free us from this material world. What is that? Jagniyanta was the Lokanya Kama Bandhana. How various activities can free us. Like Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that a person will always have to engage in activities. Because when Arjuna was saying, he was thinking that I should abandon my duties and then I should go to the forest, abandon my duties and not do anything, so that in this way I will not be implicated in this act of fighting, in the reactions of fighting and killing so many warriors. I will not be implicated in that. So he was going to abandon his duty, but Lord Krishna said, no, you can't abandon your duty. Because abandonment of your duty is itself sinful. If abandonment of duty is sinful itself. non-performance of your actions, because as long as we're in the material world, we have to engage in some kind of activities. It's kind of duty is there. So the Lord said, no, you can't abandon your duty. Only thing that the duty must be properly performed. The duty must be properly performed. So when Nimi Maharaj, when he was asking, Kama Yogam Vadatana, Purusho Yena Samskita, Vidyasu Kamane Naiskamya Vindati Param. This is in the text number 41, whereby Nimi Maharaj is saying, please explain Kama Yoga, by which a person becomes purified, casts off karma, and attains supreme Naiskamya. So this is very, very kind of complex. A person performs karma, and then he becomes purified. And as a sort of that purification, that will give the result of self-realization, which means understanding one's supreme eternal nature as being an eternal servant of Krishna, and becoming free from all the reactions of karmic life. So, Srila Vishnu Chakravarti part, he was giving this in a very, he was giving the essential of this question. He said, I understand how bhakti and jnana can produce freedom from karma. But how can karma itself become the means of attaining freedom from karma? So this is the question. That bhakti and jnana produce freedom from karma. But how does karma itself becomes the means of attaining freedom from karma? So that's the question. So the logic here is that how can activity destroy activity? How can karma produce Naiskamya? Naiskamya means the freedom from actions, Naiskamya, which giving us a freedom from all the reactions of all the activities. And how can the very thing that binds the jiva becomes the means of liberation? We can try to follow this logic here. The very thing that binds us in this material world. So how can it become the means of any liberation? So that explains why Nimi immediately adds the remarkable information that yes, this question he had asked before the four Kumaras when he was in front of his father. His father was Ishvara Maharaj. He was in front of his father. So that time he was a young man. He was a youth, and at that time the four Kumaras, they were visiting Ishvara Maharaj. So Nimi Maharaj had asked this question, but the Kumara, they simply remained silent. They did not give the answer to the question. So now, which means this question has always been within his mind all along, that I asked this question to the Kumaras, but they did not answer me. So what is this? So the question itself is not an elementary question. It's not an elementary question. So how can karma become spiritual? What's the process of karma becoming spiritual? Now, we have two sets of people. Two sets of people you have. They are both performing the same activity. Maintaining a family, earn money, or govern a kingdom, cook, teach, travel, conduct business, perform sacrifice. Two sets of people. Yet, one of them becomes deeply bound by karma, while the other moves towards liberation. Two people, they perform the same activities, but one of them is bound by the karma, by the karmic result, while the other one is moving towards naiskamiya, towards freedom, towards liberation. So therefore, he said that karma cannot be understood merely by observing the external activities. How can we understand two people are doing the same thing? So how do we understand the nature of this activity? He said, no, just by observing the external activities, this karma cannot be understood that way. So in his answer, Avyotra said, Kama kama vikameti vidavadona lokika vidasya chesavat atmatvat tratamoyati suraya. Karma, akama, vikama cannot be determined by ordinary worldly reasoning. They must be understood through revelation. Even great scholars become bewildered regarding them. Just like Lord Krishna, he said in the Bhagavad Gita, he said, Kim karma kim kameti kaba yopi atra mohita. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Even the intelligence is bewildered in trying to determine what is action and what is inaction. Kahayopi atra mohita. Even the learned are bewildered by it. And the Bhagavatam said, Tatamoyati Suraya, in the first verse of the first canto Bhagavatam, which is the Mangala Charana of Bhagavatam. So Vyasadeva said, Tatamoyati Yasraya, that how the whole world is illusion by this. Even great authorities, they become bewildered by it, trying to understand the intricacies of action in this material world. So therefore, the silence of the Kumaras dramatically prepare us for now the answer which is going to be given by Avyotra. So now, Sridhar Swami, in his commentary on this verse, he said, Brahmana Pute means the sons of Lord Brahma, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, and Sanakumara, and the emphasis that they were omniscient. They did not answer this question. So their silence, therefore, cannot be interpreted as ignorant. It's not because they did not answer him, it doesn't mean that they don't know. So they did not answer him, so there must be a reason for it. And sometimes a guru becomes silent. Sometimes a disciple may ask a guru a question, and sometimes the guru will be silent. And that silence itself is an instruction. Just like in the beginning, Srila Prabhupada said, when the movement was beginning in 1866, Srila Prabhupada said that if I should tell you everything now, you will faint. If I should tell you everything now, you will faint. So, which means the instruction in Krishna consciousness is given on the gradual stages to how somebody, or on how much somebody can take it. So we don't expect someone who has just joined the movement, joined the temple, to be a fit candidate for to understand the the answer to all the the scriptural subjects. You can't expect that. Because the capacity, the adhika is not there, adhika to understand, it's not there. So when somebody is like 1 year old in the moment, 15-year-old in the moment, 30-year-old in the moment, they will all have different capacity of understanding. So the actuaries, they explain that, especially Jiva Goswami, he was saying that Nimi was not yet qualified for the answer. Because he was a youth. He was immature. He was not yet qualified for the answer. So therefore, Pitru Antike, when Nimi Maharaj said, in the presence of my father. So Nimi was a young man, so he wasn't qualified for this answer. So, like Jiva Goswami is saying, it interprets this that Nimi has not yet developed sufficient maturity or adhika to properly assimilate such a subtle teaching. Trying to understand the implicates, all the intricacies of karma, it's not there. Because spiritual knowledge is not merely information. It requires qualification for the hearer. So as we are, when we are giving lectures, when we are teaching, when we are instructing people, then we have to be able to evaluate the candidates. The people have to be given instruction accordingly. So that was sometimes when you are giving lectures, to the kills or to the universities or other. Basically, you speak at a, basic level. You're not this body, you are spirit, soul, you are a part and parcel of Krishna. You speak on the basic level, whereas when you're in the temple, you are giving Bhagavatam class, so you speak differently. But it's not the same thing. You cannot be giving Bhagavatam class to some school kids. I remember one time I was with one devotee, we both of us together. We went to one college, university, to one college to give lecture. And all of a sudden, this devotee, because he has a lot of knowledge, he started giving Rastatua. So I said, you're giving Rastatua? What is Pune about Rastatua? You're giving Rastatua. This is not. And I was arguing with this. No, you must give this. I said, no. Srila Prabhupada would never approve this, that you're giving a Rastatua to some people who don't even know the basics, teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. So we have to be very, very discriminatory in our teaching. Sometimes we have to be silent, just like the Kumaras. They were silent when Nimi Maharaj, when he asked this question. And by the Kumaras, by not answering the question of Nimi Maharaj, it wasn't because they wanted to reject him. It wasn't because they just want to put him aside. No, because they know him. They know that he's not mature. He has not come to that level of understanding of a high topic. So therefore, they remain silent. So they remain silent. And of course, because Nimi Maharaj is a great person himself, being a great person. After all, he's coming from a very high dynasty. Ikshaku Maharaj, who was the son of the sun god. So this question was always remaining within him. That yes, always looking for the opportunity when he could get this question answer in respect to karma, vikarma, akarma, all these things. So it was always remaining with him. But it was always looking for the opportunity to ask this question. Now that opportunity has now come. Now he's not asking the Navayogendra, this question. So according to Srila Madhvacharya, He said, their silence demonstrated the difficulty of the subject. Their silence demonstrated the difficulty of this. Not silence, the difficulty of the subject. Because it's not a simple thing about the intricacies of karma. Just like in the Gita, Lord Krishna said that even those who are learned, they are bewildered by the intricacies of inaction in action and action in inaction. This how both works. You find this in the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita, how the Lord says even those who are very, very wise, they become bewildered trying to understand the intricacies of inaction in action and the action in inaction. Is it? I hope you can follow me. In action, action in action. Let's see. So Srimad Bhattacharya, quoting from the Tantra Bhagavad, he said, Janato pihi dugeya prasnoyam dhyaninam api. So he said, the essential point is that although the Kumaras knew the answer, they remained silent to demonstrate that this question is extremely difficult, even for those devoted to knowledge. Extremely difficult, even for those who are devoted to knowledge. And this is basically the same thing that Jiva Goswami is saying. So, which means the subjects and the adhikari, the recipient, they must be properly situated. The qualification to understand very fine spiritual topics is very, very dear. So the question may be asked, why is it karma so difficult to understand? Why karma is so difficult to understand? Because karma is not defined merely by movement. Just like I gave the example of two persons who are doing the same activities, but both of them are thinking of different results. One is thinking of his own enjoyment, that I'm performing this action because, I will get money, I will get this, I get that, I'll be able to enjoy myself. Whereas the other person performs the same action, but he's thinking the result is going to please the Supreme Lord. Just like Sri Bhaktisiddhanta had one disciple. This disciple was a very famous one, professor. And this disciple, he will go to his teaching duties, and then at the end of the month, he will take all his salary, everything. If he goes to the Guru, he will not keep anything for himself. If he gives to the Guru, he say, Guru Maharaj, it's up to you to say, if anything, to maintain my family, whatever. Which means he has completely given his life for the service of Guru and Krishna. Whereas another person who is making the same salary by simply thinking of his own enjoyment. So therefore, as they say, it is a matter of consciousness. There's material consciousness and then there's Krishna consciousness. Material consciousness, everyone's thinking that with my activities, I will enhance my materialistic life. Whereas a devotee in Krishna consciousness, he's thinking that in my activity, I will render loving devotional service to Krishna. I will please Krishna. I will please Krishna, Guru and Krishna with my activities, and therefore is not bound by the result of the activities. He is not implicated in the karma. In one of his prayers, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said that, oh my Lord, this household of mine, that's this house which I call my house, this is your house. This wife of mine that I call my wife, she's your maidservant. my daughter, she's your maidservant. My son, it's your son. And so what is my role? What is my position? My position, I'm simply caretaker of your belonging. I'm just a caretaker. So therefore, because I'm a caretaker, any happiness or distress that may come in the administration of this house does not affect me because I'm simply a caretaker. So what does caretaker have to worry about what comes in the administration of a house? So I'm simply a caretaker. So therefore, happiness or distress does not affect me. So that's a devotee's vision. A devotee performs all karmas, all activities, because Krishna is the center of everything to Krishna. So therefore, there's no happiness, there's no distress for the devotees, because it's all meant for the happiness of Krishna. So as I said, that a karma is difficult to understand. Supposing a person gives 10,000 rupees, so and externally we say he performed charity, just like every morning we announce here, so and so give this, so money, this money, that money, and all that we announce every morning in the temple here. But spiritually, we still may not know nothing about this. We may not know. Why did he give? Is it for prestige? For heavenly reward? For compassion? Or because scripture commanded it? To please gurus, to serve Krishna? So even though the physical event is the same, but the consciousness can be entirely different. So, so a devotee may extremely be extraordinarily active, yet accumulate no binding karma. And another person may externally renounce activity, while internally producing enormous karmic entanglement through desires, ego, and identification. So therefore, as they say, karma is entirely a theological category. It's not some physical category. So, so that's why, as I said, that the intricacies of karma is very, very difficult to understand. So, and of course, in the subsequent verses, when Avyutra, when he begins to respond to this question of Nimi Maharaj, then he's going to be explaining in terms of the intricacies of karma, the fugitive work, the abandonment of karma, abandonment of activities, and also the freedom from karmic reactions. So it's going to be explaining this in the subsequent verses. So basically, the devotees, their mentality, their prayer is to always, it's not that they want to renounce activity. No, they don't want to renounce activity, but they want to give all activities for the satisfaction of Krishna. So in his prayer, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Manasa Deho Geho, Yo Kichu Mo, Apilu Deho Geho, Nanda Kishore. That, oh my dear son of Nanda Maharaj, all my everything, my mind, my body, my senses, everything, I offer everything unto you. Everything, I dedicate everything unto you. My mind, my senses, my body, my everything. So for us to follow the footstep of our Acharya, then we have to simply adopt it to the same mode. Pitam Ishvara, offer everything to the Supreme Lord. And that is what our Acharyas have given, and that is what determines Krishna consciousness. So Srila Rupa Goswami said, Anya bila sita sunya, gyana kamadi anabritam, anoko yena Krishna nusilana bhakti utama, that yes, where there is no any other desire except the desire for Krishna, that is pure bhakti. Anya Abhilasitans, maybe no desire for gyan, no desire for karma, but it's simply Krishna no Shilanam, which means the satisfaction of Krishna. That is pure bhakti. Krishna is the only factor, not another thing. Krishna is the only factor. And then there can be the proper reciprocation with the Supreme Lord when there is a performance of this loving devotional service. So there's a lot of more points are there which have been given by the various acharyas. So I will stop here. Hare Krishna. Up some comments. You can. Haribo. Yeah.
Actually bona fide in the sense that, to do it for Krishna, there's karma yoga, jnana yoga, sankha yoga, bhakti yoga, many different types of yoga. Yeah. But those who are still having to do their duty, their work, and if they set in that way karma, if you do karma yogas, it's like bhakti yoga in the sense that you're doing the yoga according to the rules and regulations given in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the karma has to be performed. But when the yoga is put to it, it can become very meaningful. Because yoga simply means to union, connect with God. That's what yoga means. Yoga does not mean doing some exercise and this and that. Yoga means that union with God. So when karma is attached to when yoga is attached to karma, it becomes karma yoga. So even a devotee is doing everything, whatever it may be, he may have a big company and all that, but the mentality is so, all body resort to Krishna, how to make the Lord, how to be the instrument of the Lord's service. Then it becomes karma yoga. And that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Do your fighting, but fighting for me. Say, fight for me. That's what Krishna is saying. Fight for me. Then you will not be implicated in the reactions.
Everything we do for Krishna.
Yes. Any other question? Points? Yes. Okay. The application difficult? Yeah. Yeah, because we're not having the right association. When the right association is not there, then application of bhakti be difficult. So we always have to have association. The sangha must always be there, always. We cannot be a devotee just sitting in our own house. We have to have association with devotees. Then what difficult becomes simple if you have association. Sadhu Sangha. So Sangha must be there. Okay. Okay, I guess 9 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much. Gantrasma Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopimanande.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,